today I'm going to do some basics to show you how I get started with simple projects for crochet. I'm currently working with the Lion brand yarns, Scarfy, and this particular material works up so pretty. It fades. It's hard to find good material like this. This is a teal turquoise, and it fades into white. This is the project I'm working on. I had a part of a scheme. They may even both have been. I had two. I may have worked off of both of them. And this is what I'm currently working on. I'm just making, and see, I mean, it just, you can do basic yarn, like I'm going to do with my tutorial here. I'm going to leave this in the background because it's not as reflective, but this is the project I'm working on. I didn't count the stitch. I'm really just trying to use both of these up because it's what I have, and my puppy took a liking to it, so I'm going to make her a little winter blanket, mat, whatever she wants to lay on it, be under it. It gets very cold here, and it's getting cold quick. So she was snuggling with the yarn. When I pulled it out yesterday, I had both of these together, and I did all this in one day's time. I mean, really, I've got it long enough you could use it as like a shawl or something to wear over you. Like I said, I did not count it out. I can measure it though for you. Let's see. It is about, just laying on the table, it's about 33 inches long. And I'm just going to continue off that way with it. So what I worked here was I think they call it a crinkle stitch, textured. It's very simple. Like I said, it works good for something like this. You could make this a scarf. You could work it the other direction instead of like this. You could come this way. The length you choose is up to you. All you do is start your chain, and you count 1, 2 for as long as you want it, and then you add 1, and then I'll show you from there where to go. So here we go. I'm going to use a Super Saver. I'm going to kind of go over the fact that you need a good foundation. Good foundation means that you have a good project all the way around. You need a good chain. You need consistency in your chain. So this is an ergonomics needle. I highly recommend. I actually have one that I'll show you, but it's got a big ball on it, so it really holds your hand better and you don't cramp. This is here it is. This is J 5mm. No, looks like a 5 on there. That's a 6 actually. Make my loop to start off with. I always put my yarn, if you're left-handed and right-handed, it makes a difference. I'm right-handed. I put my yarn on my left. Okay. And then I work it. So what I do is I get a nice sized tail. I'm very, I want to make sure that I have plenty to wind back in, or to weave back in after my projects are done to make sure they're secure. So I take a good tail, I cup it with my hand, make like a gun motion, wrap it once, wrap it twice, like this. Okay, it's not a big deal, you just need to lay over. Then I take my back loop and I put it over the first one. Then I take what's now the back one and I pull it down, and that creates a knot. Take it off my finger, slip it in, pull it tight, you pull the string that's still attached to the ball, and this is the way that I hold my yarn. A lot of people are very different, but this is the way I do it. Actually, now that I'm doing it on camera, it's a little tricky. So I do it like this. Kind of wrap it over my first finger. To start off with, to make a chain, you want to remember the size of your hook is not right here below it, it's down here. So you want to make sure that you're pulled down. I just support it with this. When you're doing your chain, it's a lot trickier, you know. You're starting, there's not a lot to work off of. Hook it, pull it through. Not too tight, not too loose. You want this string to run loosely as you're going. Just hold this chain down as you move. But you want consistency in your chain. Like so. You don't want to slip off, but I did that for demonstration purposes. So here we're going to count. You can see what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that works because for the project I'm going to do, you want to count 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and plus 1. So we're good on that. Now I'm going to show you how I do this project. You can, I used to always work on top, but now I flip it to get a nice edge. You're going to go, so this is 1, this is 2, back loops. This is 1, this is 2, and I'm going to slip it in there, here, grab, pull through, that's a single. Okay, now I'm going to loop it, go into the next back loop, Minnie, pull through, 1, 2, next one is a single, pull through, 1, loop, do that again, I was off camera, loop, find your back stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, back to a single, 1, pull through, loop it, back stitch, should have 3 on there, pull through, twice, 1 more single. And with this pattern, you should always end in a double, which I am, so that means we did it all right. That means your counts are right. And there you go. You'll know you've done it right. Also, if you look in the back, see how it looks knotted? Take this off to show you. See how it kind of looks bumped? Looks like it's got bumps on it, so that means we did it right. I like to turn my work more like this. A lot of people, you have to turn your work. A lot of people will do it just like this. I don't know. For me, I just feel like going towards the back is the way I like to do it. So you start off, the next one, after you've done that double, you do a single chain, and then you go right back into this same one, which in a lot of patterns that's not what you would do, but for this particular one, you want to do a single in the front, right there, in the same chain. Then you're going to want to do a double in the next one. Okay? And the way I tell is if you look, you can see in this hole, this is your next one and that's the second one. And here, below that's your double. So you're offsetting it. On top of that, you're doing a single. Your next hole is a little bigger because below that it's a single. So on top, we are going to do double. single, double. Again, if we did this right, single, you're going to end, and this last one is tricky to find, but you just got to kind of look. So you know you did one here, so you know that these two, because I always grab two, these two, you got to kind of use your fingers and find them, because this matters on getting a straight edge. Because if you look at my project, that's my edge that I worked. And believe me when I tell you, it took me years to figure that out. To get it, to understand where you stop and start again is a big deal. So you've got to make sure you get into that the right way, or you're going to have a wonky kind of edge, and it's going to throw the whole pattern off. So you should always end in a double with this pattern. Okay, and I know it looks a little funky right now, but it gets better. So I'm going to show you the turn one more time, and this is the repeat pattern. You just keep doing this, because it's only that first one that was different. Let me back that up. Okay, so single on your first one. It's hard to watch this through the camera. You're going to find that hole underneath there still. It's right there. It's both of those loops. And you're going to do a single into those. And you're going to pull through. Next is double, single. Like I said, you can tell, because here you can tell you have a bigger gap there, which means it's smaller. Your next one, you almost can't see it without really working on it, and it's up there, it's not down here. That will mess it up. So here we're on double, yarn's pulling. Okay. So I just did single, back on double. Single. And like I said, I mean, you can tell something needs to go there. You don't want to just grab this one yarn and, you know, this one hoop. That's not even it right there. You got to kind of look at it. It's those two right there. You want to get under both of them. See, I almost messed up. This is a double on the end. And you want to make sure you get it the right way and pull through. And you'll end up with the more weight that gets put on, and of course this is a sample, so yours is going to be bigger the more weight you put on it. But it almost looks like noodles or something if you use the right, like it looks like a pack of ramen noodles or something. But so there you go. I'm going to keep working this. You can make this as long as you want. Just count 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 on your chain till you get to the length you want. It could be a scarf. You could do anything with this. I don't know how to do the decreases for a hat, but you could do anything. So give it a try. Thank you. Cold, and I kind of snuggle up, and I'm on the couch over there, not showing like this. So I was working, and I was like, well, I know. I can tell by the way these lay. This is a single. This is my next stitch, and it's supposed to be double, but I just did a double. And it looks off, but that's a single. So I got looking, well, I missed one. The best thing about crocheting is it's easy to pull out. Get your hook back in there. Come back in here. You know, by looking at it, you can tell this is where a double goes, so does this. That leaves that for a single. So we're going to wrap, go in, and see, this is why I didn't use this yarn, because it gets lost behind each other on here. Single. It's very easy to sit and do. You can sit and watch a show, you can talk to people, you can have a conversation, you could do this traveling. This is a very simple one where you're not having to recall a lot of repeat patterns and decreasing and increasing. You can do this very simply. But see, that's why I didn't it's harder to show what's actually going on here. So I hope you enjoy. Just take your time. This is something you will get progress out of. I mean, look how pretty that is. This is really pretty. I got this at Joann's, I think, last winter. And it just works up so pretty. I did a couple hats with this, and it turned out really good, too. I had a lot of varieties. They had, like, purple with black instead of a color in white. They had, like, a pink and black, and that was super cute. For, like, a little girl, like a teenager, you could pump this out easily. I mean, I am fast. I have been doing it for, like, 10 years at this point. But you could do this. Anybody can do this one. If somebody came to me and said, I want a good project that's going to look good and turn out perfect, something I can learn that's easy, this is it. Crinkle stitch. I highly recommend that you learn this. Like I said, you can take a basic color, a solid color, I did a baby blanket in this in a baby blue, and it turned out beautiful. So yeah, for baby blanket, I mean, because you crochet a lot of things and it's just too holey. Like, you don't even get the warmth. This yarn and this pattern, this is a nice, soft, not itchy, but warm. If you made a whole blanket out of this, you would be guaranteed some insulation on your bed or on the couch. I love crocheted blankets for the couch. So you can match your decor. This is really good. And of course, it makes a great personal gift for the holidays. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be checking, and let me know what you think.